Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Combating Cancer. My name is Gwen Kelly, and I'm your host. If you're tuning in for the very first time, I just wanted to say welcome. I'm so grateful you're here. A little bit about me. I was diagnosed at 19 with stage 3 astrocytoma brain cancer, and that diagnosis changed every single thing about my life. I created this platform because I wanted a space that was real, not sugar-coated, not filtered, not glossed over, a place where people going through treatment, survivors in remission, caregivers, people grieving the loss of someone they love, and honestly, anyone touched by cancer could feel seen and understood. Cancer is complicated, messy, terrifying, exhausting, and no one should ever have to fight it alone. Today, I want to talk about something that affects me every single year, something I always forget about until it knocks me straight on my butt, and that is flu season. Last week, I released an episode with the amazing Jules Yoakum, who designed the Combating Cancer logo. She's incredible, but if you listen closely to that episode, you probably thought, why does Gwen sound extra monotone today? Is she all right? And that's because I had completely lost my voice. I've been sick for over a week and a half now, and I'm still not fully back. You can probably hear it, that little scratch, that little struggle. But here's the part that people forget. Even years after cancer treatment ends, your immune system is not the same. During treatment, everyone knows you're immunocompromised. People wash their hands like they're surgeons, nobody comes over sick, and family members carry hand sanitizer like it's a personality trait. But after treatment, people assume you're normal again, you're healthy. And the truth is, you want to be normal again, you want to live your life, you want to think about anything other than cancer, but your body remembers. Your immune system remembers. I'm about 4 years out, and my immune system still acts like it's permanently on its lunch break. My boyfriend gets a stuffy nose, my roommate gets a stuffy nose, my family all has a stuffy nose, and meanwhile, I'm over here acting like a Victorian child who needs to be fanned dramatically and kept near the fireplace so I don't perish from a common cold. Like, it's actually ridiculous. If you guys have ever seen, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, you remember the grandparents that used to stay in the bed? That is literally me. Everyone else is functioning like normal humans. Meanwhile, I'm like, I can't breathe, I can't taste, I can't smell. This is the worst. I have to lay in my bed for about a week and just watch Netflix. And as funny as it is, it's also really isolating because when your body reacts differently than everyone else's, it reminds you that you're still healing from something most people will never understand. That's the thing about post-treatment life. You don't realize your immune system has permanently changed until you get sick, and it hits you harder, it lasts longer, and takes more out of you than it does for everyone else around you. And I still remember last year, my roommate and I got the flu at the same time. You know what happens. We live together, we share the same space. Of course we did. She was sick for a week. I was sick for almost 6 weeks. 6 weeks of feeling like my body was dragging itself through the mud. 6 weeks of feeling behind on everything. 6 weeks of fighting an illness that people bounce back from in days. And that's when it hit me that this isn't me being dramatic. And, yes, I can be dramatic. Ask my parents, but this is not that. This is what it means to be a cancer survivor. Even when your blood work looks normal, the immune system still may not respond normally. It's not just the number of immune cells, it's the quality, the strength, the memory, the resilience. Those take years to rebuild. For some survivors, they never fully return to what they once were. Cancer itself, plus the physical and emotional stress of treatment, leaves the immune system overactivated, exhausted, confused, and that's why survivors deal with chronic fatigue, brain fog, inflammation, body aches, slow healing, random crashes out of nowhere. And then there are the late side effects that nobody warns you about. That radiation can permanently weaken immune functions in the treated area. Steroids can shrink immune organs. Chemo can cause long-term bone marrow changes. I see these things not just in my scans, but in my everyday life. But here's the hopeful part, and the part that I try to remind myself when I get so frustrated. The immune system can get stronger. It just needs time and the right support. Sleep, real deep, restorative sleep, helps repair immune cells. Good nutrition, hydration, exercise, reducing stress, and protecting your mental health all helps. And honestly, even being sick sometimes reminds me, I'm still here, my body is still fighting, I didn't lose that battle, I'm alive, and my healing may be slow, but it's still happening. And now I want to speak directly to the caregivers, partners, friends, and family members who love someone who has gone through cancer. Finishing treatment does not mean someone is completely back to normal. Even years later, survivors are still vulnerable. We still get sick easily. We stay sick longer. We crash faster. Our energy is unpredictable. And fatigue is not laziness. It's the body trying to survive and repair itself. So please don't assume we're fine just because the scans look good or the blood test came back normal. Our immune system works differently now. We can react more strongly to germs. We can burn out quicker. We can have delayed responses to illnesses. If you're sick, stay at home, wash your hands, be mindful in crowds, and protect the people you love with the same caution you use during treatment, because our bodies still need that support. And to all the survivors listening, if you're sick longer than everyone else, if your recovery feels slow, if your body feels heavy, tired, or behind, there is nothing wrong with you. You're not being dramatic. You're not falling behind. You're still healing, and healing is not linear. This is the part about survivorship nobody warns you about, that aftershock of cancer, that part where the world moves on, but your body is still catching up. And that's why I really wanted to make this episode, because this is what's been hitting me in real time. And I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. And I also know I'm not the only cancer survivor that gets affected by the flu season. So my gentle reminder before we wrap up today is, yes, it's unfair that you still have to live with these post-treatment effects. Yes, it's frustrating to be the one who gets sick harder, longer, and more often. But it's also living proof that you're still here. Your body fought for you, and it's still fighting for you. And even though these moments feel exhausting, they're also reminders that you survived something enormous, and that's healing. Even the messy kind is worth celebrating. And trust me, you'll get through this round of sickness just like you always do, and you'll probably forget about it until next November rolls around and your immune system taps you on the shoulder like, hey girl, remember me? But until then, give yourself grace. Your body is doing the best it can with what it's been through. That's all I have for you guys today. As always, if you or someone you know would like to come on the podcast and share your story, or if you have questions, topics, or experiences you want to talk to me about, my door is always open. I truly mean that. And if you have a business inquiry or would like to sponsor an episode of Combating Cancer, you can reach out to me as well. I would absolutely love to connect. Thank you so much for being here, for listening, and for being part of this community. That brings us to the end of today's episode of Combating Cancer. I'll chat with you guys all next Wednesday.